Here's the aftermath of the damage. And again, I'm 200 pounds jumping that and landing on my skid plate. So here's the damage of the skid plate. This is a factory skid plate, of course. I've been meaning to upgrade to, one of the heavier duty or plastic ones. I just haven't done it. But it took a beating right in this area and right there. Hopefully I didn't bend my frame, man. I hit really, really hard, straight onto the concrete. Maybe if you have had a similar situation and your Surron's been fine, then let me know. Chime in and leave a comment. But man, I hit that hard. No warm up, no ramp, just hitting that concrete ledge and trying to get air. I knew it was going to be sketchy, but I just said, what the hell? 50 years old. If I would have fallen on the concrete, man, I would have broken my bones for sure. But I was just like, F it. I haven't taken a risk in a long time, and I jumped it. And this is what happened. Hey there, folks. My name is Brian. I got my bike down here in a creek where I've shot one video before, maybe one or two. Real scenic, real pretty area. I grew up here. I'm 50 years old, 50 plus years old. I'm 195 on one day, and next week I'm 201, and I'm almost 6 foot tall, 5'11" and a half, and I'm riding this Surron and having a blast, if that tells you anything. So I'm not a small person, and I'm not a 250 pound person, but I'm putting some weight on this machine, on this little e-bike, and I'm just having a blast with it. I don't get to take it to the trails, any serious trails, because I don't have a truck and I don't have a means of putting this in something, because the trails that I would want to go to are, an hour away or 30 minutes away, and I just cannot ride this 30 minutes to get somewhere, or 40 minutes and then ride around and then ride back. It's just not feasible right at this time. So I've had this bike 2 years now. I got it the end of November 2 years ago, and now we're in December, so it's a little bit over 2 years. And I want to tell you about my experience so far, because I haven't made a video in a long time, and I just feel it's time. So hang tight. I gotta be careful so I don't fall down. This is all unlevel stuff, and I got the bike balancing, but in a cool little position. I want to go over with you with some of the things that I've done to this Surron, and it's vastly improved how I ride it, and for me and my comfort. I haven't upgraded the ESC, the speed controller, and I haven't upgraded the battery, just because that is such an expense. And also too, it kind of kills what this bike was originally for and what I predominantly use it for. You start making it a 65, 70 mile an hour machine. You start taking it other places where it's not supposed to be ridden, and then you start getting in trouble with it. I ride this everywhere. I have no places where I can't take it. I ride it next to people, and I'm very respectful. That's key number one. If you're watching this video, you don't go blowing by people on a trail or a walkway, at 30 miles, 40 miles an hour. You slow down to a couple miles per hour and you say hi, and you go real slow by them, and then you can pick up the speed and have fun again. But you got to be very respectful, because these things will get taken away from us, and they're already doing that in California and a lot of places, maybe some other places that I'm not aware of. But what I predominantly use this for, because I can't take it to badass trails and upgrade the suspension and spend $2,000 there and $3,000 for the battery, a new bigger battery and a higher output speed controller, is I ride this through my neighborhood. A lot of times just have fun with it. If it's a pretty day, I'll go ride 12 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles one direction, come back. I'll explore neighborhoods that I haven't explored before. This is what this is awesome for. I mean, exploring, because it's low to the ground, very easy to handle, very easy to maneuver, and the battery charge will last quite a long time. where I was going with that. That's what I predominantly do with it. I also will go, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, go grab fast food, in the afternoon or the evening time, a burger, fries, go get a drink somewhere, not an alcoholic drink, but just a flavored, sweet drink somewhere, a coffee. I'll ride it to do that. And then I also take it to the grocery store. I need little things like, a little thing of milk or butter or odds and ends that I want to munch on, or snacks, for one night. I jump on this and I ride it, about 2.5, 3 miles to the grocery store and back. And this is just what this machine just excels at. It's amazing. And when I'm going there, I'm not just putting around. I'm jumping curbs. I'm jumping through lawns. I'm, doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, I'm running it hard because I have a motocross background. 30, 40 years of motocross racing, jumping 100-foot tabletops, triples, step ups, step downs, whoops. I mean, everything. I've done at an amateur level, not a pro level, but it's times in my life I've been pretty fast. But I ended up breaking my back maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. I fractured my spine riding my dirt bike, my 250F, and I kind of rode a little bit more, and I was kind of like, I'm just getting too old for this. And so this fills my life, getting on this and just riding this kind of like sometimes in a hooligan mode or really calm and just having fun or just putting around. It's just a great machine. But let me show you, before the video gets too long, what I've done to this, what I've made it perfect for me, and maybe something you can guide yourself if you get one of these, what you can do. But there's a lot of awesome videos out now. The market is flooded with videos, YouTube, and there's a lot more people making parts for these now. But let me show you what I've done. All right, real quick, I've done the Shimano brake pad upgrade front and rear, and these I think were the dry versions. They have a wet or muddy pad that excels in that type of environment. I think these were the dry pads, if I'm not mistaken. I've got maybe some Warp 9 or some steel pegs that were not $70, $60, $70, $80. These were like $25.99, and they're much wider, and they're steel, and they're the best foot pegs I could ever buy for this. Also got, I do a lot of things from Charge Cycle Works. I think they're pretty awesome. I got, this fender's not from them, but it is a more motocross looking, longer rear fender, so you don't kick mud up on your back. And look how clean that is for owning 2 years. I've taken really good care of this bike. Very few scratches, very few dings. Also too, I have moved my little instrument cluster to the center instead of being right here on the handlebars. I shifted these things around in my controls, my brakes, and fine adjusted those where I like them, but I put this right here in the center, and it works really good. I've got a specialized top mount steering tube insert right there. Just adds a little bit different look. Many people will be like, why did you cut your fender down? Well, I'm trying to keep this as less noticeable and out of people's minds, so I make this a lot less dirt bike looking and more, it doesn't look like a mountain bike. But I just think that not having that long fender that comes out makes this look a lot less threatening, because you ride a motocross bike around in my neighborhood and you will get chased down by a rake, or someone will jump in their car and run you down and scold you, or people will run out and throw a rock at you. It's insane off the hook what people will do if they don't like what you're doing. So keeping this more friendly looking is definitely a bonus in my book and where I live. But let me see what else I've done to it. I've added a Warp 9. I like the Warp 9 company. I've added a Warp 9 sprocket 54 tooth over the factory one. I went with, I got this from Charged Cycle Works. I got the O-ringless chain, and still have the other one in my house, pretty much unused. And that just added a little bit more zip to the machine, because it is O-ringless, and it takes an O-ring chain, a little bit more power to turn the O-ring chain. So, and I love that sprocket, that aluminum sprocket. It's been running really well. I take really good care of my chain with chain maintenance and cleaning it. Stock rear wheel, factory front wheel. Let's see what else I've done. I've just modified the grips. I got this factory Surron grip over here because I didn't have an alternative, but I put my specialized, more tacky grip over here that's a bolt-on. You know, it's not a pull-off with glue or anything, but it is a bolt-on, just tighten a screw, and that works really well for me. And I've just gotten used to having one gray, one light gray, and one black grip, and so really well. I'm okay with it. And then also too, one thing that I'm really happy with is my bike had a much longer cable from the factory. I mean, it came out here and it was annoying. It looked ugly. So I shortened my brake cable. I bought the components of the Shimano mountain bike brakes and cut mine down and put it back together. I have a video on that. And I made my own little cable guide for my cable. So now it does not flop around or get stuck on anything. It's much shorter and it just looks way better, and I'm much more happy with it being this way. And then also too, I've got these Surron 3-inch riser bars that cost like $39.99 versus Pro Taper or something that's like $85 or $90. This was a great deal. Still a very good bar. I've had no problems with it. Luna Cycles is where I got that from. So a little bit taller rise, and you can see my longer fender there. But that's everything that I've done to it that I can remember right now, right offhand. But that's my machine, and like I said, I've been really happy with it. So if you've learned something from this video, give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate you watching. I haven't torn up anything. Bike's been great, 2 years. So go out and get yourself one and have fun with it. All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.